going on, y'all? BBQ Dropout here. So if you're wondering like how you can start to deal with the brisket stall, just know that like first of all there's like several different things to consider. So the first one is, what is the brisket stall? And basically like what kind of impact does that have on like the overall cook of your brisket? So it's basically when the internal temperature of your brisket, so when you start it, it slowly starts to increase. Then like once it hits about like 130 degrees Fahrenheit, then it'll start like flatlining for like a period of time, like 2 to 3 hours or whatever, until assuming you don't do anything like rapid or increase the ambient temperature. So it'll start flatlining for like 3 4 hours or whatever, and it'll slowly start to increase to like 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And then basically once it hits that point, and it could be above or below, but like once it hits like the end of the stall period of the cook, then that's when like the internal temperature will start to like increase normally or like exponentially to about like 200 degrees, and then that's basically like when you pull the brisket. So if you're wondering like what to do in that sort of time frame to kind of expedite things, then basically what you can do is two things. One, increase the temperature that you're cooking it at. So I don't know like what kind of temperature you're having to be cooking it at. If you're at like 225 degrees Fahrenheit or like 250, strongly consider actually increasing it to like 300 or something, and that's gonna basically brute force the whole process and like basically make the brisket to where it has like no other choice but to like increase in temperature, because it's gonna be cooking it at a lot quicker of a rate. And the second thing you can do is basically wrap it in foil or butcher paper. Now, butcher paper is, if I were to wrap it, I personally don't even like wrapping it. I just usually opt for increasing the ambient temperature, but let's say I were to actually try and wrap it, then I probably want to wrap it in butcher paper, just because like the the smoke flavor and all that stuff will still be like imparted onto the meat, and it's like kind of porous in the sense that it still lets smoke hit the meat. But with foil, you're basically putting it in like an oven from that point on. Literally, like it's just steaming, and like it's just gonna come out kind of like pot roasty. And if you're smoking your brisket and you want a good smoky brisket, you probably don't want to wrap it in something like that. But if you do, even if you wrap it in butcher paper, the smoke flavor is not going to be as strong as if you didn't wrap it, but at least you'll have something there. So to kind of recap, so in terms of how to deal with the brisket stall, just either increase the ambient temperature past like 300 degrees or more, and then either wrap it in foil or butcher paper. And that's pretty much it. So anyways, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.